Hi everyone, welcome to Board of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie and this is a replay from Flying Elite from Omega Clan, and he's running around in his Super Pershing, the T26E4, one of the premium tanks that's been in the game for a long time. Copped a pretty significant nerf a couple of years ago. In fact, the nerf was that bad that they offered everyone who owned one full refund, whether it was cash or gold, I think. It's a long time ago though, but I've recently started playing this tank again, and I've got to tell you, it's still pretty enjoyable. You can see right now what its big downside is, apart from running into rocks. It's a big downside for a medium tank. It's probably the slowest medium tank in the game. In fact, I can't think of another medium tank, especially at tier 8, that's so slow. It's definitely slower than the normal Pershing, the normal tier 8 American medium tank, but it does have pretty insane frontal armor, and that's one of the benefits. You can play this tank as a heavy if you want to. I was platooning with a couple of the MI6 lads just last night in we were doing some tier 8 preferential premiums for the grind a few credits, and the other two guys had IS6s which they kept playing, and I gave this one a bit of a run, and it was, apart from its speed, it was still quite a profitable evening. Seems to be a lot of premium tanks in this game. Here's the FCM and the WZ111, which is part of the platoon that Flying Elite's in, with Reven from PBCAC and Tally Ho from PBCAC, two very good players from what I've heard. And in the KV5 on the other side is Rainbow Assassin from Tim Clan, who's someone who's sent me some replays in the past as well. But anyway, the Flying Elite in his T26E4, the Super Pershing, has got himself into a pretty aggressive but not dangerous position where he can help these heavy tanks put a bit of damage in. It looks like Tally Ho got taken out by the Panther 2. It's still up there. But now Reven and the Flying Elite are going to get a bit of revenge for their mate. Get rid of that Panther 2 once they've finished dealing with this T28 HTC. That's the reward tank for the second lot of personal missions. It's a tank I reckon is really good. It's got a lot of frontal armor for a tank destroyer, but I think it's going to struggle against these two tier 8 tanks. So the Panther's been killed. Revenge has been dished out, and Reven picks up the first kill in the platoon, apart from Tally Ho, who took one out just before he was killed. As Reven and Flying Elite fly through the city, but look at the mini-map. Looks like the enemy are doing a mad valley push. And it's about this point in time where the boys are going to need to make a decision. Are they going to go back and defend the base, or are they going to push on to the enemy base and hopefully win a cap rush? Flying Elite takes out the VK3002, which I think is a tier 6 German medium or light tank. And now, of course, the enemy are already capping, so they're heading back as quick as they can. Back to the base to try and get some resets and also try and pick up some more damage. You can see the Flying Elite's already picked up nearly 1600 damage with a kill, but there's plenty of more big, fat, juicy targets up there. The Tier 7 British premium tank, the FV201 A45. That would be a lovely target for the Super Pershing, as well as a couple of Japanese heavy tanks. Another Super Pershing. I wouldn't be surprised if something else is there as well. It looks like the T44-100R on Flying Elite's side is sitting on the cap, or trying to sit on the cap, but he's found a bit of resistance. He's pretty much on his own, although he has got two heavy tanks coming back to back him up. But in these situations, I think the right thing to do is to reset and guarantee you don't get capped out. There's nothing worse than being capped out in a game especially when you're winning. Winning 9-6, but they're getting the resets in. Looks like someone might be shooting that Oni with HE because his health is only going down by a little bit at a time. And the Oni has just fired HE into the Super Pershing of the Flying Elite. Now they're doing enough to stop the base being reset, but now he's aiming. He's found a flat spot to aim at, and that's exactly the right place to aim on an Oni when an Oni is, especially when it's angled. But now he's not angled. It sort of makes that flat spot turn at an angle. Puts another 238 damage into the Oni. The ISU 122S finishes him off, and then Flying Elite can have a look at that FV. He's thinking, I'll bounce those shots all day, FV. With this turret, you've got no chance. No chance of doing damage to a Super Pershing when he's hulled down like that, and he's only got his turret shown, especially if you're in a tier 7 tank. Now the Flying Elite is not even going to stuff around with this heavy tank number 6. Probably going to leave that one for Revan. Can't remember how much health he's on, but the T-71 and the Cromwell are also going to be chasing after it, so you can confidently say that they should win that battle. And bearing in mind the speed or the lack of speed in the Super Pershing, Flying Elite, with his full hit points, even though he's taken a few shots, he's still on full health. He's going to push down this valley road and head straight for their base. Looks like the T-71 and the Crommy are going to do the valley rush, and Revan in his WZ111, the tier 8 Chinese premium tank, is going to come down the road as well with that ISU. Looks like the Rev is in the valley, and artillery's been spotted as well. Two very nice juicy targets for the Super Pershing. Neither of them have got any armour. The Rev, the M4A1 Reving Yong, I think it's called. They might pull off the odd bounce, but 9 times out of 10 you'd think a Super Pershing will, the shell will go straight through. And you can see where that T-44-100 was, just sitting out in the open trying to cap. Wonders why he got killed. Now the enemy have clawed it back to 12-10, so it's not a foregone, the end result's not yet a foregone conclusion. Starting to take some shots. Looks like Artie's fired, but Artie's been also killed by the Revan. And now it's a case of Flying Elite. He can afford to trade shots here. Staying hull down. Doesn't want to make it easy for him. But even if that Centurion lands all his shots, it's game over for that Centurion. Which just leaves the M4A1 Rev, the tier 8 French premium tank. Which the Flying Elite is just going to say thank you very much. Cops a shot from behind. I'm tipping the Revan was maybe worried he might be close to a battle buddy. You got to reset those battle buddy counts and end up winning the game 15-11, reasonably comfortable. And a result which you'll see in the battle results, a lot of it was down to the Revan and the Flying Elite from Amiga and PBK clans in their tier 8 preferential matchmaking platoon. You can see the Flying Elite pitched up a mastery badge. Don't get too excited about the 11,500 experience. That was for a ×5 event that we had on the Southeast Asian server not long ago. And of course, he picked up the Bruiser and Fire for Effect, as well as Confederate, and of course the High Caliber for doing a massive amount of damage. Enough damage to get him a mastery badge. 4,052 damage with 3 kills. 1,489 base experience. That's a massive score. And he did. Blocked 850 damage. A lot of those tanks, especially the lower tier ones, looks like they just didn't know where to shoot the Super Pershing. And of course he picked up 1,261 spotting damage, which would have contributed to not only the ace tanker and the top score, but the profitability of this tank is amazing. Nearly 60,000 credits. Even though he did fire a fair bit of premium ammunition, still a very good credit maker, the Super Pershing. As is I believe the WZ111 and the FCM, but I don't have either of those tanks. But the Super Pershing, even though it's slow, it's cumbersome, and it's sometimes a pain in the ass when you can't get to where you want to go as quick as you'd like. It's still an enjoyable tank, especially when you get the gun into the game and start dishing out the damage like the Flying Elite did. Thanks very much for that replay, Flying Elite. Look forward to seeing some more. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.